Hello and welcome back to Out of My Mind. This is Robison Wells. Today we're going to be talking about self-care. Basically, I have spent the last 5 days, my wife and my 3 children have been gone at a family reunion. I was not able to go because I have used up all of my PTO on being sick. And so I am uh, being lonely all by myself, and I've had to learn and teach myself how to handle being alone when you are full of mental illnesses. Um, Things to note: I have uh, schizophrenia, and so I see people who aren't here, and I hear things that aren't here, and that has all been going on this whole time where I have been trying to feel better and handle myself better. Um, it has been difficult because I have all of these hallucinations and delusions. There are things that make mental illness worse, and there are things that make mental illness better. This has been difficult because the number one thing that makes my mental illness better is my wife. And she's been gone at Yellowstone National Park where there is no Wi Fi service. And so I haven't been able to call her and talk with her, and she hasn't been able to talk me down. So that has been difficult. Um, anyway, so what I want to talk about are self care things that you can do to take care of yourself when you are having a bad time of it, when you are alone, when you're feeling lonely, when you're feeling anxious, when you're feeling depressed. What are some things that you can do? Uh, and I have made a list, which I will click on, and you won't even know that I'm looking at the list because that's how magic works. Okay, number one, stay on your medication. Take your medication as it's needed. I have alarms on my phone that go off several times a day that say, take this medicine, and I carry them all with me in my bag to work. So no matter where I am, I always have my medicine with me. And I have both the drugs that I have to take at certain times during the day, but I also have the drugs that I can take to tamp down a mental illness or a symptom as it pops up. I can tamp it down with some Klonopin or something like that. Um, the next thing is get a lot of sleep. Um, and this one is hard for me, or it used to be hard for me, because I have always been a night owl. I love the early morning. I love getting up early and doing stuff when things are quiet and nobody's doing stuff. But I think that I was raised as a night owl. I have found a very distinct correlation between my happiness and my ability to feel better when I am getting enough rest. So, sleep. That is a huge one. Next, uh, I need to talk to people. Uh, that would be the next item of self-care is you can't go through something like this alone. It is dangerous for one thing, because you could be getting all sorts of bad ideas that you shouldn't be having. Suicidal thoughts, self harm thoughts. Let me just point the camera up so you can look at my head. Um, that's the dermatillomania. Um, and that has gotten worse since um, my family's been gone. It had been good for a couple of weeks before they left. It got bad a couple of days ago. And that is because I have just had myself here at home. And when my wife is home and she sees me start to pick my head, uh, she will yell at me and say, well, not yell, but she will say, Rob, stop it. I see what you're doing. Get your hand away from your head. And I will stop. I cut my fingernails down to the nubbin, so there is no white showing whatsoever, so that it is a lot harder for me to pick at my head. I still try to pick at my head. Um, Dermatillomania, we already talked about dermatillomania a couple days ago, but man, it is a problem and it is a hard thing to deal with. That desire where you think, man, everything would feel better, and especially when you're in a situation like this where you are lonely and you don't know what to do, and uh, you don't know uh, you're out of contact with people, you're by yourself, and the thought just comes, all I need to do is just bleed from my head. That's all I need to do, and I will feel so much better. And there's no one to talk you out of it. So that takes me to the next thing, is talking. I have made many phone calls over this 5 day period, trying to take care of myself. Um, I call my mom. I call my sister. I call my brother when he's around. He's right now in, I think he's in Germany or he's in Latvia or somewhere. Not sure. But he's at a writer's retreat, which sounds like a ton of fun. It's on a cruise ship. And so I've been able to text him a little bit, but not a lot. Haven't been able to talk to my wife because she's been out of the loop. So I call my mom every day. I call my mother-in-law and talk to her, which is good for her too because she's lonely, and I think that it helps both of us. Um, I will call and talk to my friends. Yesterday, one of my best friends, Annette Lyon, dropped by the house and sat, and we chatted, and we talked about what books we're writing, and we talked about the situations that we're in, and the difficulties that we're having and overcoming them, and it was just nice to have someone besides me sitting in my house, sitting on the couch, and just having a good conversation. And so, thank you, Annette, for that. That was fantastic. And there have been other wonderful people. Maya Nash, I can't remember her married name, but I haven't seen her since high school, and she volunteered. She said, if you ever need someone to call and talk to, call me. Um, and she just reached out over Facebook, and there are a lot of wonderful people who are willing to talk to you if you just reach out to them. The problem is that depression says, no, you can't reach out to these people. They will mock you. They will blame you for your medical problems. They will, everything will be worse if you talk to these people. Um, uh, Another thing is staying busy. I have tried my best to stay busy. I've got a book that is under deadline. I've got about another week and a half, and I've got to work on the book. And So that has kept me busy. Other things that have kept me busy is I have been painting little soldiers. Um, The last bit of self-care that I would talk about is food. It has been very difficult over the past 5 days. I don't like to just cook for myself. Other self-care things, I don't know if you are religious or not. I happen to be religious. I have found that prayer works, uh, and prayer helps me calm down. If you're not a religious person, try meditation. I try meditation, even though I am uh, um, uh, religious. I try non-religious meditation that is just breathing exercises, and it works very well. Um, I have found that listening to music at night as I'm winding down from the day, listening to music is very helpful. Um, and there are just a lot of little things that you can do to help take care of your mental illness when you are all by yourself. So, those are some ideas that I've got. If you have ideas for self care while you are uh, mentally ill or while you are facing difficult times, please let me know in the comments. Uh, Comments being either here on YouTube or comments on Facebook where I post this. If you're not my friend on Facebook, please add me and we'll be friends. Unless you start being really political, in which case I will either like you a lot or dislike you a lot. Um, uh, that was a joke. I love you all. Have a super good weekend, and I will see you on Monday. See ya. Love ya. Bye.